Passionate about sports, Johanna decided to become a physical education teacher after obtaining her scientific baccalaureate. However, she was during a trip to Australia, she discovered her true passion, pastry. Upon returning to France, she made a decision to venture into the world of pastry. After obtaining her diploma, CAP Pâtisserie in 2010, she pursued advanced training at the École Nationale Supérieure de Pâtisserie. She had the opportunity to work with the renowned chef in the prestigious different restaurants, such as the Lutetia, such as Le Meurice, which allow her to acquire expertise in French pastry. Subsequently, she joins the Alain Ducasse school as chef instructor. There, she teaches pastry classes in both French and English, emphasizes techniques and pedagogy. Her interest in sport and well-being led her to rethink pastry by combining indulgence and healthy eating. This is how to build a business in 2015, enabling her to travel the world and share her philosophy of responsible and committed food. This point is very important in her philosophy. How could we have a responsible and committed food? She has trained and advised companies, culinary schools, while promoting wellness pastry. In 2020, she founded Atelie Auraé, offering pastry workshop for general audience and businesses, and including a 100 square meters vegetable garden. In 2014, I have also to mention this very important point. She won the World Championship Sweetheart Competition, championne du monde des desserts en 2014. 2023, she explained her activities by promoting nutritional support in high-performance sport. This is also a very important part of her life, or about her philosophy. Support high-performance sport, working with training sites for national teams, such as one of the Marcoussis, as well as providing service to an NBA athlete. Révolution Pâtisserie, the Bible of healthy pastry, is a result of 7 years of research and will be published in September 2023. Johanna, it's a great pleasure to welcome la championne du monde des desserts 2014. Merci beaucoup, Johanna.
Thank you so much for that introduction. I'm very glad to be here with you today for that presentation. So everything, now you say everything about my what I did in the past. So what can I say now? Okay. So now here today, I wanted to share with you something very special. I wanted to share a part of my secrets. What helped me in the past, what helped me today, and what will help me in the future. You, me, we are all looking for something, for happiness, succeed things, achieve a lot of project, challenge. But how can we achieve that? Because we have billions of choice and decision to make. That's the thing. Okay, so we are here all together today. But that means in the past you make billions of choices to be here today with me. After that show, you will, all of you, make different choices, billions of choices, to make your own story. But okay, let's say I want to succeed in my life. I want to achieve things. But which choice? How can I make choice, the right choice for myself? So I have to be connected to my sense. So of course I hear my parents, my family, my friends, my teachers. I also hear. I hear, and I see also a lot of things around me. I touch, I smell, I taste. All that 5 senses gives you a lot of information for yourself and give you experience to say, I like, I don't like, I want this, I prefer that. But one something special that you have to be connected is your feeling. What you feel about the thing you taste, you smell, you hear, you see. That is that small window above your head, like intuition. For me, that 6th sense is so important Because if you just hear, see, and smell, taste, and touch, you can just call your mind and say, okay, please, my mental, can you help me to analyze that situation, to explain me where I have to go? So your mind will, okay, let's be logical. We have to be logical. Okay, so if you want to achieve that, maybe you have to go in this way and maybe this way. So you have to analyze and make your own way. But let's say you have billions of choices when you do like that. As soon as you are connected to what you feel, your intuition, something coming around you, like Spielberg used to say, it whisper, never scream, but it's here. You have to be connected to that. As soon as you are connected to that intuition, feeling, everything is so simple in your life. You feel situation. Oh, I like this person. I don't know what she does before, but I can feel it's the right person to do this project or whatever. I can feel it's not the good person, or I can feel that situation. It's very hard, but I have to stay. I know there is something behind. And sometimes you're like, okay, something wrong in that situation. I have to change. So we are made by billions of decisions and choices in our life to make our life, to succeed, to achieve things. Being connected to the intuition, this is what helped me in the past, and helped me today, and helped me in the future. I wanted to share that with you today because we always focus on mental, on logical things. Okay, I need to earn money for that. I need to know this person for that. But sometimes life and decision are easier. As soon as you trust in yourself, as soon as you are connected to yourself, the power of intuition is wonderful. Also, Einstein used to say something very special. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift. Of course it's a sacred gift because you are the only person who knows exactly where you have to go. Not even your parents or not even your teachers know exactly where you have to go, what you feel inside about that situation. After that show, you will have to decide what I'm going to do tonight, tomorrow, and the day after, and in 1 year. But how can I choose that? This is so important. That feeling that I really feel from my childhood helped me to decide everything. He said, the intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind, the mental, is a faithful servant. Everything he said was totally right for me and my experience, because my intuition guided me, and then my mental helped me to achieve things. As soon as I feel the situation, it's right for me, it's good for me, I will put everything, all my mental, in that direction. Of course, my small life didn't start with pastry. I started in sports, actually boxing and basketball. So how come I am now in pastry? And what I'm going to do tomorrow? Oh, that question is so strange. You know, all the life, when you follow people who are very inspiring, they all have a life very, very strange, made by a lot of decision and made by a lot of relation, connection, and action. So before I start with sports, but I have so many stories about that, because when I start sports, I thought when I was very young, it's the only way I have to follow. I saw my friends that choose different way to go, but I can feel it. Sports is, I have to go, I have to follow that. So I study sports. And when I arrived at the university, after my license, I was 21, and I was like, okay, what I'm going to do? I can't just finish my study, become a sports teacher, and that's it. But I felt inside of me, it's not the right choice. I have to do something special. I was with myself. I just talked to myself, and I saw around me, but I was just alone. And I said, okay, you have to do something else. Of course, my parents didn't want me to do that. So I said, you know what? I need a break. I need to travel. Where I'm going to travel? It's, the world is big. And then, I was thinking, and I said, okay, let's I think I have the intuition, I have to go to Australia. But I didn't know. I didn't even know Australia. You know, it was just a very strange country. But I didn't know something special in me. Like, grow and grow, you have to go there. When I arrived in Australia, I was nobody. I just studied sports, and I was like in a working visa holiday. So you just, okay, I want to be a waitress. Where I'm going to work? So first I work in a restaurant, and then keep going, and I start to work in a pastry shop. But for me, at that time, it was a simple decision and a simple experience just to learn English. I came back to France, and my parents said, I'm sure you will never go back on studying. He wanted to, you know, make joke and see if I was able to go back on study. I say, no, I'm courageous. I know what I want. I'm sure, I didn't know exactly what I wanted, but I said, the only thing I want, before I came to Australia, it was being a sports teacher. So, okay, let's go back. But I was a bit lost, actually. But you know what? I just followed that decision. I start to see a private school in the south of France, but the school just actually just quit, was closed. Okay. Then I start to ask the Aix-en-Provence University, but nothing happened like I wanted. I can't feel it. Everything was wrong. So what I was asking to myself, what I'm going to do? I love sports. I did sport. Then I came to Australia. What's the point? And then I just trust to myself, keep going. Because you know what? When you follow your intuition all the time, you never regret anything. That's the thing. So I was like, okay, trust yourself. You have an amazing experience in Australia, you open your mind, you meet a lot of people, you learn English, you learn a lot of things, so just see, it's another experience. Let's go back. Just please don't try to follow someone to say you have to study in this place, to have this salary, blah, blah, blah. So I just keep going. Okay, follow your sensation. So I went to Aix-en-Provence, actually, and I saw a pastry shop, and I just sat and eat that pastry. And I realized something happened in me. Remember, I was working in a pastry shop, and something really inside of me grow and grow and grow, and I'm like, something special happened. But I just keep quiet at that time, try to analyze, come back to home, start to draw a lot of desserts. I don't know, something coming inside of me, out of me. Draw some shop, some cake, some name of shop. I'm like, what I'm doing, I'm still going in sports education. Okay, the next day, I just walked in Marseille, and I saw that shop at that time, 10 years ago, it's still. Macaroon was so famous. It was the beginning of the macaroon trend. And I just walk and just see the shop, fall something, so I just grab it, and then I don't know, I have something in my head and a lot of stars when you just... And I was looking at the shop and I'm like, oh my God, I have to change my way. I am in the wrong way. So I was so happy. I can feel it. Okay, it's the wrong way. Sports, education, blah, blah, blah. It was the past. Something, I wanted to do that. I did that for a reason, something, maybe. But now I can feel it. Something different happened. Something different. I have to do something different. So I call my parents. My parents get very mad. Like, what are you doing? Yes. I want to do a CAP, pastry CAP. But at that time, CAP, pastry, was not famous at all. I didn't even know what I'm going to learn. But I knew I have to learn the techniques. And I just keep going. My parents, all the year, just say a lot of bad things behind my back. I knew that after. But it doesn't matter. I can feel it. They were not happy with my choice. But I was very happy because I knew with that knowledge, I can travel in the world. I can do a lot of things. So many opportunities. Just like I open a new door because I just trust myself to do the choice. And it's like I close a small, dirty door with that sports education, and I just open a big door like, wow, the world is coming, you know? The world belongs to me. I can travel everywhere. I have that knowledge where everybody, like, when you go in the world and you say, I'm a pastry chef, everybody are like, oh, really? You are a pastry chef? So you know that. It's a good quality of, it's a knowledge that not too many people have that. And when you speak English, when you love to travel, you have that knowledge. You can do whatever you want. So I thought pastry. And again, I follow my intuition. But when I start pastry, after 1 year, I started in a place, good catering, but again, intuition came to me. You know, intuition keeps slow, like, okay, you did the right choice. So it stay quiet, let you alone for a while, and come back one day without saying anything, like you didn't even expect when it's coming. But you know what? If you never close that window above your head, intuition can come at any time. So I was ready to have another intuition, another vision. But for 1 year, I didn't have anything. I just do my job as an apprentice. But one day, just before the big show, after 9 months in that company, I was about to quit actually, finish my study. I was mopping the floor. You know, in pastry, you have to clean 80% of your time. That nobody tell you, okay? You only see the nice pastry on the shop, okay? But the reality is 80% of your time you have to clean and clean and clean and scale and clean and do things that you don't like. A lot of people now, when they do reconversion, they want to change, they want to come back in pastry, or start just studying pastry, they realize how tough it is. But at that time, I didn't know. Whatever. So I remember my chef said to me, okay, big season is coming. We have to clean all the catering, all the laboratory. So please, take this, clean all that. And I saw that big room I have to clean. So I cleaned, but I was so angry inside of me. I remember, I say, I will do that, but it's going to be the first and the last time I will do that shit job. I don't want to do pastry for that. I don't want to change sports education and all my passion for doing that shit job. I was very mad, you know, because of course in that job, you have to respect that part of the job. But I remember that feeling very angry that was not aligned with me. Again, intuition came back. That happened so many times. And because I kept these windows always open. Everything, like all my choices, I knew it was right. Because as soon as I had that feeling, I put an action. And I say, okay, it's not right. It's not the right situation, not the right person. I have to change. Change your way. You have to be courageous sometimes to have that, because sometimes it's very comfortable to stay at a place. But because I have that very strong mind and follow that very strong vision, because as soon as you follow your intuition, it's coming and coming and it's more obvious, very obvious. Sometimes at the beginning it's just like it whispers, but then actually when you practice it very often, it comes and it's very clear for you to do that choice, not to do that choice. So pastry, boxing, all that. And then I wanted to reach the best because in sports, I didn't told you, but I did a lot of competition in boxing, in basketball. So I had that very strong mind to do competition. And of course, I was very impressed by Paris and by all the luxury hotel. So I started to work in that place, first at Lutetia. And then when I finished I started in Lutetia, it was very nice experience. But I remember when I started Lutetia, the chef told me, you know what, I got a pile of CV from a lot of people, but I choose you. I said, why did you choose me? because you have very strange parcours, very strange background. Thank you. I'm like, okay, so my very, very strange background will make my parents very mad, allowed me to be in La Lutetia. I was like, okay, I will understand that later. But I remember that pile of paper, a pile of CV. And I said, okay, I was lucky for once. And then Le Meurice. I wanted to go in another hotel, but like with a very high level. At that time, Cédric Grolet was not famous, was not known. He was just at the beginning of this career. So I was like, okay, I have the feeling. I have to continue in this way. I have to reach the best. So I said, okay, let's call the Meurice. Because I don't want my CV on the pile. And I'm sure in the Meurice there are a lot of CV in the big pile, so I'm not going to be lost inside that pile. So what did I do? I called the Meurice. Hi, Le Meurice, blah, blah, blah. Oh, say, yes, I'd like to speak with the pastry chef. Okay. So they bring me the line. They just, connect the line to the pastry laboratory. Okay, hi, I'm Johanna. I'd like to speak with the chef. Okay. And Chef Grolet just grabbed the phone in the laboratory. Oh, hi, nice to meet you. I really want to work with you, blah, 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 blah. I didn't even know Le Meurice. I didn't even know Cédric Grolet. But I had that feeling, again, this is the right place. I'm sure there is something for me. Again. So, just in resume, see, as soon as you keep your window open, even you are in the field that you don't know anyone, because in pastry, connections are very important. I didn't know anyone. You have to make your way. You have to choose. But which way? Do I have to choose the conventional way, like the normal way, send your resume, wait for the people to call you to see if you have the good knowledge to go in that place? You know? So for me, my best friend is my intuition, again, because thanks to that, I can go everywhere I want. And because my intuition said it's good and it's right, I knew it will be very good for me. And in Le Meurice, it was very hard, because at that time, I was a part of the French team. Because between that, I did a competition between Le Lutetia and Le Meurice, just I have 1 month before that, between. And I trained to be a part of the French team. Of course, I didn't have any level. I didn't know anything about pastry, like almost anything. 2 years of practicing was not enough. But I don't know, someone called me and say, okay, we need a girl in that team. It's a team of boy and girl. We know you because someone talked about you. I said, okay. And do you want to be a part of that? I'm like, I don't know how to do anything, any showpiece or whatever, but whatever. I did that competition, but at that time, we arrived just second. And I started Le Meurice, but I didn't talk about Cédric about that, because for me it was very, I didn't succeed, you know. But 1 month after I started Le Meurice, the coach of the French team called me and said, okay, the girl quits. You are going to take the place. And I was like, oh my God. And I had that feeling. I was like sitting, I just took behind the wall and just sit on the floor. And I was crying. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Something huge is coming for my career. But you know, when I started that competition, I knew I have to do that, but I didn't know I will be a part of that French team. I was like, without any voice, but I knew I have that mental to read that. So at that time with Le Meurice, it was hard, because I told Cédric, I am now a part of the French team. It's going to be hard. I have to work very hard. But he didn't let me any free time to train, whatever. But so every day I went to Le Meurice. I was riding my bike. And I was like, okay, why do you stay in that because it was very tough. very, very tough. They were very difficult. The chef always screamed on us because Alain Ducasse just arrived in Le Meurice at that time, so a lot of pressure on the shoulder of the chef. So I was like, oh my God, it was too much. I have no day off. I have worked so many hours, only 5 hours of sleeping, never one day off, all the weekend, the night, the day, the morning. I was working all the time. I have so many stories about that, but whatever. So I was riding my bike every morning to go to Le Meurice, and I was asking my intuition, so when I'm gonna stop that? It's crazy, I work too much. I knew if I stop, I can maybe arrange something and see how I manage my competition. It's too hard. I'm too young in that in pastry industry. I don't know anything. I have to learn a lot. It's crazy. My head is crazy. My body is become crazy. But on the bike, still I have the sensation like it's tough, but you have to keep going. I was like, oh my God. So I was talking to that intuition like, when am I gonna stop? Please tell me, because I know you will tell me, but that right now it's not the time. But one day, I was riding my bike, asking the same question, and my intuition said to me, it's time to quit. So I went to see the chef, I saw the chef, and I said, Cédric, I have to leave now, because the competition, it's in 4 months, I need to train, and for me, it's time to quit. I don't know why my intuition didn't tell me that before, but it was the time. So I followed that. I quit, and we won the World Cup. So it was in 2014 with Gaëtan. Like I told you, everything was very tough, but maybe with my sensitivity and all that, I was working very hard, and we did a very good job in 2014 to win that. But, you know, it's just the beginning of big things. As soon as you win that competition, something bigger, like everybody expects something from you. Whatever. In 2014, just after the competition, I became an instructor chef. Yeah, after the competition, I went to US, and I was asking, maybe I should go back now abroad, working in the US or in Australia, whatever. So I went 2 months in Miami, and I didn't have that feeling, it's time. No, that feeling was, no, you have to come back to France, you have to keep going, because it's not the right time for you to leave. So I came back to France, and I said to I called a friend, and he said, oh, you don't stay in US? I said, no, it's not the time. But he said, okay. And he said, what do you want to do? I said, you know what, I'm tired of palace, and all the mentality is too tough for me. You know what, I like to be maybe an instructor chef, or help a big chef, I don't know, being an assistant or whatever. I have that feeling it's maybe right for me now. And he said, okay, I know in Alain Ducasse school they are looking for someone, but I don't know, just call. And I call, and I be a part of that big experience. But then I create my GLP Consulting. GLP Consulting was a very nice adventure. It's still going. I do a lot of creation. So after 1 year in Alain Ducasse school, same. I had that feeling. It's time to go. Time to go to develop something bigger. So my consulting was about creation for a lot of brands. Just you here to give you some ideas, and also some demonstration all over the world. So I was so happy to do that, because finally I was where I wanted to go. I had that feeling, that vision to travel all around the world, to be abroad, to share my knowledge. That's what I did, and I was very happy with that. But one day, I met a girl. She was a journalist. And she told me, I want to write something of your story. I said, okay. At that time, I was a bit in trouble. I did a burnout. I worked a lot because of the competition. It was very heavy to wear that title. And I suffer of syndrome de l'imposteur. I don't know how to translate that, but it's very important. So for many years, I put a lot of stress on my shoulders because I have that title. And I was asking so many times, okay, my intuition, you guided me to that, and now I'm sick. Why, you know? So but it was very good at the end. But still, I was very asking that because it was very tough. But anyway, that journalist at that time, when I was not in a good mood, asked me, I want to write something from of your story, but you know what? I like to write something about the woman in pastry, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you know what? So many articles are about women in pastry, but you know what? I have nothing to say about I suffer, about a man who really was bad with me. I don't have anything to tell about that, so I don't want to talk about that subject. So she said to me, so what is the subject? What do you want to talk about? I said, I want to talk about the future of pastry. And at that really good time, I didn't even know what I was talking about. And I had that vision. She said, so what is the future of pastry? I told her, healthy pastry will be the future. It's going to be engaged. It's going to be healthy. People will ask questions. They will expect a different pastry. I'm sure in the future it's going to be like that. But we were in 2015. And at that time, when I told everyone about that, everyone was like, what? But me, because I had that vision, I saw, oh my God, healthy pastry is my new way. This is why I did my burnout, why I have to leave all that, because I had that vision. I don't know why it's coming at that time when the journalist just asked me, so what do you want to talk about? And I didn't even know. I was very tired and sick, so I didn't have any idea of what I will tell her. But for me, the future of pastry was about healthy and engagement. And from that, I started to work very hard on that subject. Of course, no one followed me because everybody was like, what? Pastry like that? No way, we are in France, we want to defend that knowledge, that beautiful heart is not going to be healthy. But I knew it's going to change. I knew at that time. And I keep going. I didn't even listen. I just said, okay, it's your vision, but I have my vision. And I keep going. And COVID came, and a lot of people asked questions about the environment, about a lot of things, and about the health, about the sugar, about whatever. And something was coming at that time. But me, 2015, had that vision. In 2020, I created a school, Auraé. Auraé is a many aura, which is courant lumineux in French, like a light coming, because for me, because my intuition guides me until now, until today, until tomorrow, I really wanted to put a name with a value that value that I believe. So it was in Neuilly. Actually, I built that. It was a wonderful activities. We received a lot of people. I met a lot of people. We have a lot of projects, journalist project, TV project, a lot of creation. Everything happened in that place in Neuilly, and it was amazing. I just talk about, I say that now the atelier, I just sold it because I have a new project now. But it was that's why I told in the past. But it was a real wonderful again project. And same when it happens, I remember I had a message on Facebook, and someone tell me, okay, there is a US family, they want a course with you. I was like, okay, but I work at my home, so I need to find a laboratory to do that. So I was tapping on my laptop and say, okay, school of pastry, whatever, in Paris. And I found that. At the beginning, it was Initiation Gourmande. So I met the girl. I came. I said, I want to book for one day your place for a course. I don't know. It never happens to me. But yeah, if you are okay, I can book it. Yeah, of course. And at the end of the talk, she said, oh, just one thing. I am selling that place if you want to buy. We never know. And I was like, you should not say me that to me. Like, you should not say that to me, because I am able to buy that school. Just I was not here for that. But again, if I follow my intuition, and my intuition said to me, let's go, I will go. And I bought the atelier. The atelier was an amazing experience. But then, I had that idea to leave Paris. I have to go. It's time for me now to go. To leave Paris, to go somewhere else, quit that beautiful atelier, quit not all my clients, but just turn a page. And I had that connection, I don't know why, again, to LA, California. I have to go there, I don't know, it's about many years now. I had that connection, strong connection. One day I will go to LA. And I said, time is coming. So last year we came to LA with my family, and we had that very strong connection. Okay, the future is going to be here. And when I came back, I say, you have that. You didn't tell anyone, but you have that idea to work in sports, make the connection, sports and pastry, sports and food. You have to. In LA, I had that feeling, you have to push. I don't know, I was just eating my breakfast. But still, again, my intuition came. You have to push in a sports area. And I was like, eating my breakfast, okay, again, what is that new idea? Okay. I came to Paris. 1 week after I came to Paris, so it was in last September, someone called me. Okay, hi, I'm a chef of someone very special, and I like to have your masterclass of healthy pastry, because my clients like your job, like what you are doing, and I think it can help us. But I didn't know who you were. And I had a very full booked September, but I don't know why. I said, okay, let me see if I can be available for you. Then I hang out, but of course, 2 days after, I am sorry, but I'm totally full, booked. So if you want, I can help you if you go back to, because he told me he was working in US. You come back to US, and maybe I can help you by distance. And he said to me, okay, I have to tell you that I am a chef of sportive in NBA, and he's really, really strict with his food. So I really need your help. So please do something. We have to work together. And I was like, oh my God, sports is coming back, like I saw in LA. Wow. I said, you know what? At the same time, you know what, Mehdi? I want to work in that sports industry. It's my passion. I had that idea a very long time ago, but I just it was not the time to think about. And I had that vision in LA. And you know what? I will help you in many ways. And during 1 week, I was like writing on my laptop a proposal. And I was calling many experts to help me in that subject, to help the sportive, to help the chef, to create all the menu for him. And we started the contract. At the same time, Marcoussi, the rugby, and at the same time, Clairefontaine came. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Okay, so a new chapter is coming. So what you can understand, and I like to share with you today, it's the journey that matters. Only the journey, not the destination. When I started sports, when I was young, I didn't even know I will be in food and in pastry, but I follow my intuition. But at that time, I didn't know, what is that puzzle? A lot of pieces, I don't know, everything is a mess. No one understands what I'm doing. But now, at 36, I realize, okay, your life is not over, it's still going on, and you can just stop and see. It's not only the journey who matters, which matters, not the destination, because you didn't ever know. You don't ever know where you are going. You think you know where you are going because okay, my project, I have my vision, I have an ambition in that field, I want to, but you didn't ever know. You don't ever know where you are going. As soon as you follow that, something bigger is coming. Remember the big doors was opening when I closed that small sheet doors when I stopped doing education sport. Because it was not my journey. It was not my way. I chose to close it. It's the way for someone else, not mine. And I chose another way. And I saw that big door, and I realized at that time something bigger. But when you are at the beginning, you don't even know where you are going. Oh, now I know. And I can share with you that. Because it's so important. And this is the decision. Each decision, small decision, after small decision, really write and draw your life. Maybe 3 advice for you. Develop your sensitivity to the world so that intuition becomes omnipresent. That means hear, smell, see, touch, taste with your intuition. You never know. Maybe someone will taste something and something appear to him. Wow, I want to do something. Maybe one day you will touch something and your intuition will guide you. Maybe one day you will hear, you will see something and your intuition will guide you. So, please, if you follow that, develop your sensitivity. Don't put it away. It has to be present. Here, everybody has to feel it. You have to feel things. You have to feel the people, feel the situation. Have your own position and your own point of view of that. Of everything, because maybe this is the way of someone else, of all the room, not yours. This is so important. This is how you create your own life. Another advice maybe is make at least one activity which shut off the mental voice. Mental voice will say, you have to earn money, you have to meet that people, you have to live in that place, you have to do that. No way. That mental voice will really disturb your choice, your decision all the time. So at least, please, one activity. You can run. Sometimes running is good because when you run, all your energy goes in your body, but your mental voice shut off. But if you like to, I don't know, draw, swim, whatever, do something, one activity, every week, every day, whatever, to shut off that mental voice, to let the intuition come in. You are the only one who knows the direction of your life. That means be courageous. Be courageous to follow your dream. Be courageous to follow your intuition. You are the only person who will give the direction. Only the one. Not your parents, not your teachers, not your friends, not your whatever. Only you. You know exactly. And I'm sure you have that feeling already coming inside, but you shut up like, no, stay here. I already told my mom or my teacher, whatever, I have to do that. But it's inside you. I'm sure you all feel that. So another advice, the last one. You are the only one who knows the direction of your life. To conclude, Einstein, come back in that show, with a lot of scientists, believed a lot in intuition. They had a very high esteem on that. And they used to say like Einstein, the only thing worse in the world is intuition. Einstein put that intuition at the top of the intelligence, top of it, while regretting the forgetfulness and denial in which she is immersed. He was talking at that time, but I'm sure still today we can say a lot of people never hear their intuition. We have created a society that honors the servant, so the mental, and has forgotten the gift, which is the intuition. It's time to create every little thing with your intuition. Never forget, even a small small, very small decision in your life can change it. Be creator of your life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Johanna. You can stay on stage, please. I'm going to call the 4 students that they prepared a question. If you can join us on stage, please, to ask a question.
First of all, thank you so much for the presentation and for giving us so much insights about your background. And the question I was wondering is if you had something to transmit, for example, to your clients through each of your pastries, what is it? Maybe a value or something else?
So in my pastry, I share a lot of things. I'm very engaged, so I'm connected to the environment, all the problem of that. So as a healthy pastry chef, I build healthy pastry with 5 piliers. One of it is diversify, using a lot of ingredients like even vegetables or oil or a lot of flowers, a lot of sugars, different sugars, even essential oil or flowers. The second is balance the sugar. The third is to innovate, to preserve the micronutrients. The fourth is to not waste anything and reuse. And the fifth is to source each ingredients in my pastry in the right way with the right producer. So this is the way I worked in pastry. And as for my creation, of course, I use intuition all the time.
I had another question because you said you need to really connect to the word in order to so the intuition is always omnipresent. And how did you, for example, made it happen at the beginning? It just came, the intuition came at some point, or did you provoke it?
I think I was lucky. I didn't tell you at the beginning, but I think I was born with that gift. Maybe 2 gifts: the courage to follow my something inside me, and that thing's coming to me. So the thing is, when you follow your intuition, you never regret any choices, because you never follow anyone, you only follow you. And I can't tell when it's coming. Maybe at my birth, when I don't know. From my childhood, my parents used to say, you knew what you wanted. You wanted to be free. You knew what you wanted, and you always get to what you wanted, even if they were not happy with that. I didn't care. I just followed my intuition. Because I knew even my parents doesn't know what is good for me. I knew that from a very long time, like when I was very young. So I don't know, it's up here, and I analyze that situation, and I that's why I describe like sensitivity. Just be connected. I think if you are sensitive, even if you are not hypersensitive like me, but you can even easily connect to everything as soon as you pay attention to what is around of you, and you listen, and you think what you see, what you hear, everything you feel. It's important. As soon as you understand that, you understand everything, and you can really choose the right thing for you. Of course, at the beginning, it's hard, because you never know. It's good, it's not good. So, but being in action is always good. So you can try and just follow what you are, because you have that feeling that. But you can start with very simple thing. Just maybe sometimes it's good to clear people around you. Keep the best one, and just. This is very important. It's another subject, but it's also very important in your life to have the right person around you. Maybe make small choices at the beginning, just to see if it's good for you. If it's good, things will be good to you, okay? And then you will keep going, and small action in your professional life, in your whatever. And I'm sure you will feel it, and you will know where it's going to talk to you.
Please, if it's possible to have very short question, quite quickly, because actually we need to keep time in order to have the tasters right after. Thank you so much.
So first of all, thank you for your time, for being here. I just wanted to ask, obviously being a pastry chef requires lots of creativity and innovation in order to stay ahead of the game. So how do you balance this creativity and innovation with also traditions and established methods in order to kind of push yourself and create something interesting for your consumers without possibly taking it too far? Or is it even possible to take it too far?
Okay, at the beginning you have to have the base. If you don't know pastry, how can you create something? So you have to know the base to change the base. As soon as I knew the base, all the base, biscuits, cream, whatever, and how to build a pastry, I have the power to change it. So it's important, even in your field, to know and to have the knowledge, the base, the basics, all the basics. And then from the basics, you can change everything. As soon as my client asks me for a creation, I always go deeper than just the brief. I just want to understand the enterprise, the feeling, the values, what they want to promote, even the color of the branding, the marketing. And then as soon as I understand that environment, I can be ready to start and create. I can't just create from the small brief. Otherwise, you never go to the point. Sometimes even the clients ask for something, and because they are not very creative, they are wrong. You know, they just, even they will pay you, but they will never use, because it's not the, so because you analyze, you can also be, you can make a lot of proposal and make different choices. And then as soon as we really are on the same way, I can create.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the conference. My question is, how do you approach the challenge of staying ahead of pastry trends?
Can you tell me, can you say it again?
How do you approach the challenge of staying ahead of pastry trends, like new things in the pastry world?
So, of course, in 2015, when I realized healthy pastry will be the future, no one believed in that. So I was the only one who create that field, you know. So it's like it's a big field where the grass is here, and you have to cut the grass and say, oh my God, I don't see where I'm going. Okay, so you cut, and you are okay. You look behind you, you ask things. Oh, you see another person. Not far from you, but there is still grass behind you. So you talk to her and you talk to the person and say, okay, I have that vision to go there. Can you help me? And then it's a picture, but I need to tell you that when you are alone in your way, you don't follow a trend, you create the trend. You know it's a vision, you have that vision, you have that, because I worked a lot with my intuition. So I could be able to have that vision in 2015. Actually, today, if a brand asks for healthy pastry chef, there is none. I am the only one, but I know a lot of young people are coming in that field. But you know, when you have that ideas, well, no one has. You may have that idea in the future. You may be very innovative and have that idea that no one have. But how can you explain? I couldn't even, you know, see my environment because no one was doing that, you know. So I don't know. I had that magic thing happen to me, but because I worked very hard in the past, I was able to wear that very important leadership in that field because I worked in the past. You know, intuition never comes if you are just sitting on your chair and say, okay, intuition, please come in my life. I'm so lost. No way. You have to work very hard. You have to ask yourself every day where I'm going and being in action, be courageous, going and go further. And this is how things happen to you. So I didn't follow a trend. I created a trend, and now I try to promote and talk with a lot of young people, other chefs, to see how we can grow that idea. Because I just have the idea, but if I didn't have, someone else would have, you know. So I am not the only one, but I knew I create that, and now I want to make something happen.
Thank you so much.
Last question. Yep.
Hello. So thank you very much for this presentation.
Shh, please.
So you said that it's the journey that matters. So my question is, if you could go back to when you started studying, would you change anything, or would you follow the exact same journey?
No regrets at all. I will follow exactly the same. Yes. This is the answer.
So you wouldn't start with pastry directly. You would follow sports.
Yeah, I will never change any day, anything. Everything happened for a reason, because I follow my intuition. I knew every day I was where I should be. So nothing to change.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.